17-year-old Kristen met the man of her dreams. So by January of 1988, Glenn and Kristen eloped, and Kristen Strickland became Kristen Gilbert. Shortly after returning to work from her second maternity leave, Kristen met a 30-year-old man named James Perrault, and by that fall of 1994, the two started dating. Glenn started to get annoyed at just how often she was bringing up this other man, but at the time, he never got the confirmation that she was cheating on him. At the same time, he did notice other changes. Kristen had never been one to cook very much, but all of a sudden, she started cooking meals for Glenn. Glenn noticed that he started to feel sick, and he ended up in the ER. The doctors found out that Glenn had critically low levels of potassium and found out that he was actually having cardiac arrhythmias. This was very unusual because the doctors knew that for him to have such a low level, he would have had to gone several days without drinking any water or any fluids whatsoever. Then, about a week or two after Glenn's ER visit, Kristen arrived home with a big syringe filled with clear liquid. She pulled it out and told Glenn that she actually did not trust the ER doctors, so she said that she wanted to get a sample of his blood to test on her own at work. He allowed her to inject the clear fluid in, but as she was doing so, his arm started to feel numb and cold, and then his skin started to become pale and translucent. Glenn tried pulling away, but Kristen pinned him down and injected him quicker while ripping the tourniquet off to make sure that the fluid entered his bloodstream quicker. Then Glenn got lightheaded and fell to the ground before losing consciousness. As he lied on the floor, he watched as Kristen hurriedly grabbed the syringes from the home, put them in her bag, and then leave the house to go to work. Thankfully, Glenn did eventually regain consciousness. He woke up the next morning and asked Kristen what happened, and Kristen told Glenn that he fainted. But she asked him not to tell anybody about it, so I guess he didn't. But of course, given the context and knowing what kind of person Kristen is, the thought here is that Kristen tried to kill Glenn, but was not successful.